Namaskar, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am D.R. Karthikeyan, founder, president of the Foundation for Peace, Harmony and Good Governance. We do have periodical programs almost every month on subjects of relevance to individuals, the society, the nation and the planet as a whole. We have had more than 100 episodes, national conferences, evening talks, seminars, workshops, panel discussions. A few months before Bharat Ratna Dr. Abdul Kalam left the planet, we had our 10th anniversary where he released the souvenir of some of our past episodes and the future programs. Today, we are privileged to have with us Dr. Kailash Satyarthi and Honorable Chief Justice Asil Lahoti to introduce the subject, also to give some more time for the latecomers because I'm told it's very heavy rain on the Gurgaon side. So I'm going to indulge your patience for a slightly longer introduction of the subject with which we are all concerned. Children are the world's most valuable resource and its best hope for the future. This was stated by Kennedy, but many others from immemorial. Children being the most important resources for the future, they require utmost attention, care and investment in terms of health, nutrition, education, security and overall growth. In a nutshell, there is a need of investment of all resources for an all-round development, safety, security, and growth of children if they are to be developed as true resources of humanity. Therefore, a need was felt by the policy makers at international level to recognize certain rights of the children. And way back in 1959, the United Nations General Assembly adopted the UN Declaration on the Rights of the Child. 30 years later, in 1989, the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child, UNCRC, adopted by the General Assembly, came to be known as the primary international instrument to address the rights of the world's children. The convention was unique as it spoke of human rights of children and need of their special care. It categorized children's rights into 4 groups: survival rights, protection rights, development rights, and participation rights. These 4 categories of child rights include health, education, recreation, security, and all those issues that are required for a standard life of the children. The Millennium Development Goals were to be achieved at international level by all the signatory countries, including India. The second MDG, that is universalization of primary education, and the 4th one, that is reduction in child mortality, are directly related to the children. According to a study report, students' retention rate in the primary schools in India was just 80% in the year 2013-14. This implies that the remaining nearly 20% primary school children cannot complete their primary education in India, let alone secondary and higher education. According to a UNICEF report, the infant mortality rate of our country was 42 per 1,000 live births in the year 2012. The figures clearly show that we have a long way to achieve the goals of universalization of primary education and reduction in child mortality. As per Census 2011, country's child sex ratio in the age 6 to 14 years is 914. This suggests a gap of 86 girls on every 1,000 boys. The difference in the figures is an outcome of centuries-old preference for male children and recently emerged inhuman practice of female feticide. Skewed sex ratio is a very alarming situation for any developing country as it will create threats for the very survival of humanity. Dearth of disability-friendly infrastructure and society's apathy are the prime factors behind exclusion of the children with disabilities from mainstream of society. Trafficking of persons constitutes the third largest global organized crime, next only drugs and arms trade, and it is growing year after year. It's a $10 billion a year criminal enterprise fueled by a poisonous cocktail of factors, including poverty, uneven development, corruption, gender discrimination, harmful traditional and cultural practices, and lack of political will to end it. According to the National Crime Record Bureau, a girl is reported missing every 8 minutes in India. Approximately 16 million girl children are believed to have been trafficked into the sex trade. These are all shocking statistics which normally we don't like to hear because it's too frightening and we feel too helpless also. Almost 40% of those children have not been found. The sheer magnitude of these alarming numbers raise some questions. Are we really civilized? Could there be a more potent form of savagery? In a country of 1.2 billion people, 3 million missing people seems no issue at all, perhaps. 60% of girls sold in India are from the underprivileged and marginalized sections. They are trafficked mostly on the pretext of a job or marriage proposal. In some cases, they are knowingly sold off by their parents as a result of desperate poverty. Awareness of trafficking, together with addressing its primary causative factors, domestic violence, illiteracy, unemployment, poverty, unsafe migration, and child marriage, is crucial to stymie the increasing rate of the sale and purchase of human beings, particularly the children. So children are kidnapped for human trafficking, illegal organ transplantation, prostitution, child porn, racketeering, child labor in factories, and unpaid domestic help. Many children are forced to beg, some are mutilated to evoke sympathy. Kidnapping for ransom are on the rise, and in some cases, even after paying up, the parents never see their children. According to an estimate by a credible NGO, only 50% of the missing children are actually reported to the National Crime Record Bureau. Urban slum children are the most vulnerable, as they are easily lured into promise of good food and clothes. Some parents are so poor, they don't have recent photographs to give to the police. Children between the ages of 6 and 13 are the most targeted and vulnerable. Infants are also taken. We have been seeing the papers how from the hospital itself children are taken away. A PIL, a public interest litigation filed by our today's heroes, Bachpan Bachao Andolan, states that over 1.7 lakh children have gone missing in the country between 2008 and 2010 alone. The central government is set to introduce a new legislation that is supposed to address all these problems. Perhaps the most chilling atrocity we all known recently, heard about it, is the Nithari killings, where remains of 17 young girls were found in the drains outside a bungalow. According to the NCRB, almost 60,000 children were reported missing in 2011 alone. Of these, 22,000 are yet to be located. However, according to a report by Bachpan Bachao Andolan, nearly 11 children go missing every hour, and at least 4 of them were never found. Shocking statistics. According to BBA, the number of missing children could be as high as 90,000 per year. So I have a lot of statistics. I am not going into that. So child labor, child sexual abuse, corporal punishment, child marriage, child trafficking, abandoning of girl illegitimate child, discrimination with girl child, cumbersome education system, etc., are such areas wherein we are yet to achieve the desired results despite continuous efforts by the government and voluntary sectors. So, care and protection of orphans and destitute children, rescue and rehabilitation of child laborers, children into conflict with law, and children into addiction. The drug addiction is becoming a biggest threat, as serious as terrorism and corruption in this country. Some of the other issues requiring attention of the policymakers and different stakeholders. So formulation of a national policy for children in 2013 is a milestone in the direction of efforts to ensure an all-round development and protection of our children. There are various government civil society partnership endeavors. striving towards providing development, care, and protection of the children. Still, the fact remains that children of our country need a better environment offering rights to survival first, then protection, then development and participation. The task is not only government or voluntary agencies, media, corporate houses, religious bodies, educational institutions, common citizens, all are required to contribute in the direction of developing children as tomorrow's valuable resources. Let us envisage a society wherein every child is safe and protected, wherein there is no shameful incidents like the Nithari events, wherein all unborn daughters are born and live a life of dignity, and wherein there is not a single child laborer struggling for a livelihood. These are the dreams for a child-friendly society, but the dreams need efforts by all the sections of the society to come true. Everybody knows Honorable Chief Justice R.C. Lahoti is one of the most brilliant and most respected jurists in this country, a man with great integrity, dignity, at the same time humility and simplicity also. Born in Guna, Madhya Pradesh on 1st November 1940, he did become honors, later did law in Indore, winning the gold medal for security in the first position in the university, elevated to judgeship in the High Court of Madhya Pradesh. In 1996, November 15th, he was appointed to the one-man court of inquiry to investigate into causes of mid-air collision between Saudi Arabia Boeing 747 and Kazakhstan IL-76 at Charki, Dadri near Delhi, and he has made recommendations for avoiding such incidents which are highly respected, and recommendations are being implemented. He has been on a couple of other commissions also. Soon after his transfer to the High Court of Delhi, he became extremely popular amongst his brother judges, members of the bar, litigant public on account of his unalarming innocence, simplicity, dedication, hard work, and he endeared himself to everyone. His Lordship was appointed as Judge of the Supreme Court on 9/12/1998, Chief Justice of India on 1/6/2004. He has immense interest in legal aid services and ADR systems. He has participated all over the world in several international conferences and seminars related to law and justice. Please come here. You squint here. So, sir, we are very proud to have you among us to preside over this evening session. Now, again, now globally recognized, respected person, Dr. Kailash Satyarthi, is the founder of Bachpan Bachao Andolan, Kailash Satyarthi Children's Foundation for ending violence against children globally. He has been at the forefront of the global movement to end child slavery and exploitative child labor since 1980. Child labor is a human rights issue that has staggering effects on poverty, illiteracy, and humanity. Mr. Satyarthi and the grassroots movement founded by him, that is Bachpan Bachao Andolan, that is Save the Childhood movement, have liberated more than 84,000 children from exploitation and developed a successful model for their education and rehabilitation. I have personal knowledge. When we were in the National Human Rights Commission, we have personally seen the effort with which he could save children, risking his life any number of times. As a worldwide campaigner, he has been the architect of the single largest civil society network for the most exploited children, namely the Global March Against Child Labor, which is a worldwide coalition of NGOs, teachers' union, and trade unions active in 140 countries. Mr. Satyarthi's efforts led in 1999 through the adoption of the ILO Convention 182 on worst forms of child labor. That was in 1999. He was also the founding president of the Global Campaign for Education, a civil society movement working to end the global education crisis, and Good Weave International, which was one of the first consumer awareness programs and the earliest examples of modern corporate social responsibility. He is a member of several high-level groups on child labor and education, one of the rare civil society leaders to have addressed the United Nations General Assembly, International Labour Conference, UN Human Rights Commission, UNESCO, and is one of the commissioners of the high-level International Commission on the Financing of Global Education Opportunities. It was in 2014 he made India proud by being awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for the struggle against the suppression of children and young people and for the right of all children to education. His efforts to end child slavery, trafficking, forced labor, and violence received international support when in September 2015, he succeeded in getting child protection and welfare-related clauses included in the Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations. To achieve his vision of a world free of violence against children, a child-friendly world where all children are free, safe, healthy, and enrolled in a quality school, he has founded the Kailash Satyarthi Children's Foundation. Its mission is to help create, implement, and advocate child-friendly policies that ensure the holistic development and empowerment of children. So, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome all of you and request the honored guests to kindly come on the stage. Please.